ASMR. Hey everybody, so today I just have a little salad. Unfortunately it's a little pitiful salad because it only has romaine lettuce, tomatoes, croutons, and ranch dressing. The cucumbers unfortunately went bad before I could eat them all, and so did the radishes. I'm sorry if you just heard the heat kick on. Normally I don't have the heat on, but it is a little chilly. And for those of you that care, a lot of you won't because you're not subbed to my Weight Watchers channel, but this salad is, I already recorded it in my Weight Watchers app, but I think it was like 5 points or something with the ranch and the croutons. So today I thought that I would talk about Santa Claus. I'm curious about something. Now, I grew up believing in Santa Claus, and I don't remember how old I was. I was probably I might have been 10, I don't know, which these days is a really long time to still believe, but I think I was 10 when I found out, and I remember not being scarred for life or anything. And my son, I think he was like 8, unfortunately, and a couple of the neighborhood kids, when we lived in Washington, told him, and let me just say that I was more bummed than he was, because while I love Christmas and I love giving and I love receiving and I love the music and the movies and the lights and everything else, the Santa Claus part was always my favorite, and it just has felt like, he's 15 and a half now, so it's been a long time, it feels like, since he's believed in Santa, but I miss the Santa Claus pictures, I miss all that magic. It hasn't been quite as fun since. However, this is just some grape flavored water in my Bob Ross mug, which is appropriate for ASMR. Crunchy crouton. I will say that once Santa Claus is out of the way, it does make it easier to explain to a kid, hey, you can't get that present this year because, we can't afford it, or, not every kid gets things for Christmas. It makes it easier to explain about homeless people and why some kids are getting expensive presents and some kids are not. It makes stuff like that easier, but I definitely miss it. I loved the whole Santa Claus thing. The way it worked in my house when I was younger, and this is how we did it with my son, is that my parents had a certain amount of presents under the tree that they labeled from Mom and Dad, and then while we were sleeping Christmas Eve, they would bring out a couple more labeled from Santa Claus, and they'd stuff our stockings from Santa Claus. crackheads behind me. But anyway, that's what I did with my son too. I never went quite as all out as my parents did. You know, couldn't quite afford to do that, but we had good Christmases. And you know, the younger the kids are, the less expensive their wants are. Which is funny because I remember my son's first Christmas when he was only like 6.5 months old or 6 months old or whatever. And we were living in Hawaii. My mom sent so many presents for him. So the time that he had the most presents was when he was like 1, and it was so ridiculous, but it was cute. He was more interested in trying to eat the bows from the presents. But anyway, over the years, I've seen that not everyone does Santa Claus for various reasons. Some people don't like the Santa Claus stuff because they think it's lying to their kids, and they don't want them to be scarred for life when they find out that there's no Santa Claus. Some people have never done it because they're deeply religious, and they feel that Jesus is the reason for the season, and they don't want their kids to, I don't know, put more emphasis on Santa Claus than Jesus. You know, and if that's what you believe, I totally understand why you would do that. And I know that some people, they'll do the Santa Claus thing a little bit, like one present from Santa or something like that, and the rest are from them, because they want their kid to experience Santa Claus, but they don't want to give Santa Claus all the credit. Like they will label the more expensive gifts from mom and dad, and then just bring out one unwrapped, fairly inexpensive gift while the kids are sleeping and label it from Santa Claus. So, I know that everyone does it differently. And I respect everyone's beliefs. I think where it must be difficult is when you've got a bunch of little kids in a classroom. Some of them celebrate Santa Claus, some of them don't. Some of them celebrate Santa Claus in a certain way. And so you've got the potential for a lot of kids to be very confused, maybe even upset if some kids are like, you guys are dumb, there's no Santa Claus, or Santa Claus does this at my house, why doesn't he do that at your house? But I mean, who's right in that situation, you know? Well, when I say who's right, I mean as far as the parenting goes. I mean, you can't really punish a kid for being honest. And you can't get upset at your kid for being upset. So it's just one of those things I guess you risk with the whole Santa Claus thing. I always made sure that that once my son stopped believing, I constantly reminded him, especially when we went back home to stay with my parents for a while, and my nephews, who were just a teensy bit younger than him, still believed. I reminded him 24/7 to not ruin it for them. Because I did not want my kid to be the one that did that. Whether they listen to you or not is a whole different ballgame. So yeah, did you guys believe in Santa Claus when you were little? And if you did, when did you stop believing? Did you guys not do Santa Claus? Just not celebrate Santa Claus at all? And how about those of you with kids? Do you do Santa? Do you not do Santa? And if you don't, is it for religious reasons, or you just don't want to participate, or you don't want to feel like you're lying, or what? No, I'm not a religious person, and I know that this time of year there's a lot of different holidays, and that the Christmas tree and other things, everything has kind of over the years been borrowed from different types of beliefs. I've heard anyway. I'm sorry if you hear my stomach rumbling. I'm still kind of hungry. I'll probably, for my Weight Watchers channel, I'll probably film myself eating a little bit of chicken and rice like I had yesterday too. So, but anyway, what was I saying? Shoot. Oh yeah. I've always heard that the Christmas tree was borrowed from a different religion. I don't know. Oops, sorry. I like everything. I'm also not the type of person, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm not religious, I don't know, but I don't think that all religious people are like this at all. But I'm not the type of person that gets offended if someone says Happy Holidays instead of Merry Christmas. This time of year I see that all over Facebook, people saying it's Merry Christmas, not Happy Holidays and stuff like that. I just don't, that doesn't bother me, because I think that anytime someone is wishing you a happy something, that's pretty darn good in the world that we live in right now. It's pretty late to be eating lunch, but, well, I mean, it's not late to be eating lunch. I should say it's late. This is the first meal I've eaten, I should say. And the microphone totally picks up like those stomach growls, and like sometimes when like I'm chewing gum, and I've noticed this about other people too in their videos, it picks up like the gurgly sound in your throat really well. Sometimes when you're chewing gum, it's like those digestive sounds that like you just are like. But anyway, that doesn't bother me when people wish me a happy something, whether I celebrate it or not. For me, it's the same with, even though I'm not religious, when people say, I'll pray for you, like, if they're saying it in such a way, like, if something bad happens, or I'm hoping for something good to happen, and they're like, I'll pray for you, or I'm so sorry, I'll put prayers up for you. Like, how could you possibly be mad at that, even if you're not religious, and they genuinely want to pray for you? It's because they care and they believe that it works, and they wish something good for you. It's different if, you've gotten in an argument with someone and, they disagree with you and they sarcastically say, oh, I'll pray for you. It's not the same. It's not the same. So, I don't know. But anyway, okay, I'm done. Sorry for the cat noises, my mouth noises, my stomach noises.